the name of the woman killed. Several other people were hurt, including children.
Chicago's latest mayoral debate gets heated, and the candidates confront one another about their plans and their pasts.
And we're
live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Well, good morning to you, everybody. I was going to say we're in for some wet, cold weather today. You're looking live outside in just a bit. Good morning. I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Terrell Brown. Good to be with you this morning. Let's go on outside, see what we got going on today. And it's one of those days where right now, so we got the clouds and it doesn't feel too bad out there. It's 40 degrees, but Tracy, this rain is going to move in later on.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, it is kind of a gloomy start to our day. We'll see some passing drizzle or a few sprinkles this morning, but let's go into the afternoon because between 2 and 7 p.m. today, that's going to be kind of first round of some rain coming our way, maybe even a few isolated thunderstorms. But I really believe it's overnight tonight into tomorrow morning's commute where rain will become more widespread, become heavier as well, and yes, even be accompanied by a few thunderstorms. Right now, temperatures are generally around 40 degrees. So, yeah, if you're leaving this morning, you're going to be out all day. Take the rain gear with you. You will be needing it later on today. What do you need to know about the commute? Roz can tell you.
Well, grab your patience because it's slow. We start in northwest Indiana. We've been talking about this crash for a minute. It's eastbound 8094 near Broadway, but wow, the backup now extends all the way back to Burr. So we're talking several miles of stop and go traffic there. 2 right lanes are blocked. Could be a while till they get everything cleared up. On the Illinois side, we've got travel times on the rise. We've got this crash on the inbound Ryan that's being taken care of. It's still blocking the right lane, so more delays coming in on the Ford and 57 as you approach the crash on the Dan Ryan. But take a look at our live crew out on the Kennedy. Yes, they have expanded that work, so now we've got the 2 left lanes closed from Montrose down to Belmont Kimball, and it is a 1-hour travel time from O'Hare to downtown if you come in on the Edens, because of course that narrows from 3 lanes to 2 starting at Lawrence. That is a 45-minute drive from Lake Cook to the junction. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz, thank you. Now to the latest on a story that was breaking last night at 10. Overnight, we have learned that a woman has died following a violent crash that's happening on Chicago's northwest side.
Yeah, several other people were hurt, including children. It all happened at the intersection of Peterson and Kimball. Mayor Kawash is out there live this morning with an update, Mayor.
Terrell, Val, good morning. Yeah, pretty sad night for this family, I'm told. Medical examiner confirming a 78-year-old woman, Zainab Subo, is the one who was killed in this accident. A couple others injured. But first, I want to show you some of the damage that's still left here. About 11 hours since this accident happened. You have a car seat there. You have the street light that's fallen down and landed here on the street, and glass is pretty much everywhere. You hear cars going over it. Not great for their tires, but really devastating news for this family. We saw a family relative come by here a couple hours ago trying to salvage some of the stuff that belongs to the people that he says are his family. He says they are all coming in from Indiana to visit him for dinner, and that's when this accident happened. Police telling us it happened just before 8 o'clock near North Kimball and West Peterson on the northwest side. A 44-year-old man was driving east on Peterson with his 5 family members inside when that vehicle was hit in the intersection by an 18-year-old driving a sedan. Now, both drivers were listed in fair condition, while a 36-year-old woman and an 80-year-old man are suffering from serious injuries. The relative tells me that the parents in this case are in pretty bad shape, and the 80-year-old man is in really bad shape, facing some very serious injuries that they are hoping turns for the best. 2 children involved are 3 and 7 years old. I'm told they are expected to be okay, but really just a tragic sequence of events here that led to a night in the hospital for this entire family. Val, Terrell.
Yeah, Mayor Kawash, really sad situation. Appreciate the update. Thank you. This was breaking overnight. 2 Chicago police officers were hurt when their cruiser was hit by another vehicle that police say may have been stolen. That vehicle didn't stop at a red light at North Sheridan and Pratt and Rogers Park at about 2 o'clock this morning and hit the police cruiser. 3 people were arrested, including a juvenile. A female was taken to the hospital with injuries. Both officers are expected to be okay.
Also breaking overnight, 1 person was critically injured in this crash on North Central Avenue in the Belmont-Cragen neighborhood. We are told the driver lost control and hit a tree. The 23-year-old driver is in critical condition this morning. A passenger is hospitalized in fair condition.
There is a court hearing this morning for the man accused of killing Chicago police officer Andres Vasquez Lasso. This is a new mugshot of 18-year-old Steven Montano. He faces first-degree murder charges. Officer Vasquez Lasco was responding to a domestic violence call in Gage Park on March 1st Police say he was chasing Montano on foot when he was shot and killed. Montano was shot and wounded. He is now out of the hospital and in jail.
Now to the latest Chicago on the Chicago mayoral debate. It was held last night. There were some very fiery moments between Paul Vallas and Brandon Johnson.
Yep, Election Day is now less than 2 weeks away. Christian Picos is here watching the race this morning. Christian.
Hey, Terrell and Val, good morning. Well, we could know Chicago's next mayor in less than 2 weeks from today, but both candidates continue to pick up the attacks on each other's views with time to Election Day slowly ticking away. Both candidates have full schedules today. Brandon Johnson is taking part in a women's roundtable later this afternoon, and former Illinois Governor Pat Quinn will announce his support for Vallas later this morning. This comes after another fiery televised debate last night where the attacks seemed more personal. Of course, one of the most contested topics was public safety. Johnson sharply questioned Vallas's plan to fill CPD vacancies, while Vallas accused Johnson of wanting to defund the police.
What we should be working towards are real violence prevention measures. That should be the goal, and that is my goal, and that's how my leadership will be conducted as the mayor of the city of Chicago, is to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to reduce violence.
I know for a fact that there are hundreds of officers who will return if there's new leadership. Also, only 53% of our officers are actually assigned to the local districts, so I will push the bulk of the officers down to the local districts under local command.
Vallas also painted Johnson as a, quote, subsidiary of the Chicago Teachers Union, while Johnson accused Vallas of being an extreme Republican. Both candidates will end the day today with another televised debate later this evening where Val's sparks are expected to fly once again. Back to you.
All right, Christian Picos, thank you. The endorsements keep coming for both candidates. Retired Congressman Bobby Rush threw his support behind Vallas yesterday. Vallas got emotional at that endorsement. And then Johnson met with a group of more than 200 Chicago area pastors who gathered at a church in Washington Park to champion him. Johnson is the son of a pastor.
A suburban leader is being remembered today. Western Springs Village President Alice Gallagher died unexpectedly yesterday after a medical episode. She's survived by her husband and their 5 children. In a statement, the village said that she will be remembered as someone who was always willing to listen and engage with her constituents and her neighbors. She also served on the Illinois Tollway Board of Directors, which released a statement praising her thoughtful leadership.
A grand jury could deliver charges against former President Donald Trump today for his role in alleged hush money payments to an adult film star.
Yeah, ABC's Jacqueline Lee is live in Manhattan with the latest this morning. Jacqueline.
Yeah, that's right, Terrell and Val. The grand jury reconvenes today, but Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Briggs has not indicated if or when former President Trump could be indicted. But if that does happen, that would be a first for a former sitting president. It's possible that in just a few hours, a grand jury will find that former President Donald Trump broke the law in a case involving alleged hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels just days before the 2016 election.
No one is above the law.
Demonstrators on both sides gathering in New York City as the former president calls on his supporters to protest.
I'm just not going to get into hypotheticals or any potential scenarios, but we are always prepared.
This comes amid a new development involving another federal investigation of the former president. Sources tell ABC News a federal judge determined that the special counsel investigating Trump's handling of classified documents presented compelling preliminary evidence that Trump may have broken the law. The special counsel argued that the former president's attorneys should be compelled to testify because Trump knowingly misled them to file a sworn statement that he knew was false. That sworn statement came in June when Trump's lawyers certified that a diligent search of his Mar-a-Lago estate determined he had turned over all the classified documents in his possession. 2 months later, when FBI agents raided the premises, prosecutors say they found more than 100 additional classified documents, including some in Trump's office desk. In a separate case in Georgia, Trump's attorneys filed a motion for that state court to throw out an investigation related to his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election. And the U.S. Secret Service and NYPD are coordinating security plans in the event that Trump is indicted and arraigned in court. Now, officials are watching out for online chatter. At the moment, there is nothing serious. Jacqueline Lee, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Terrell.
Really good to see you this morning, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. Back here at home, 25th Ward Alderman Byron Siccho Lopez will give an update today on the legal proceeding over the Little Village Discount Mall. Last month, Novak announced it signed a new lease that would allow only half of the vendors to continue operating. Novak has said it wants the mall to be a destination for years to come.
McHenry County spellers will face each other this afternoon. The county's spelling bee is happening at 1:30 at McHenry Community College. Today's champion will represent the county in the Scripps National Spelling Bee in Maryland.
This is making Chicago proud. The trip of a lifetime for a young patient at Advocate Children's Hospital. 10-year-old Ben Kruger from Niles and his family flew with the Chicago Bulls on the team plane to Philadelphia. Had a front row seat to see the Bulls beat the 76ers Monday night. Great game. Went to double overtime. It was so good.
Yeah.
Ben's VIP treatment included staying at the team hotel, having dinner with his favorite Bulls players. Look at him hanging out there.
Love it.
I love all. It's so great.
Right.
And he is never going to forget that. That's amazing.
And neither of his family.
Oh, I know.
And you know what? This has to do something for the players, too.
Yeah.
It has to
get
touch them.
something out of that.
Yeah. You know, to just switch up their routine and have a little fun, young energy on the plane. Good for him.
And give him back. Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
You're right. Apparently, I fell asleep, but my mother said it was a great game on Monday.
And for the Bulls to pull out a win, too.
And the 76ers play them here tonight.
Oh, that's
right.
right.
So you know they do the back-to-back.
Yeah.
I've been hearing all about the play-in and what they need to do and they're like in 10th spot. And yeah, Mr. Basketball is making sure that my basketball IQ is raised up a little bit. But yeah, so we got to win tonight.
We better.
We need this win tonight.
Yeah.
Let's go Bulls.
We're doing all right, though.
All right. Your live and local news is just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, new video showing that winter isn't quite over yet, despite what the calendar says.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Tracy.
And that is not coming our way, but there may be some snow in our forecast this weekend. We'll talk about that too next.
Now to California, where powerful winds have taken down trees and power lines, causing widespread outages. Heavy rain and feet worth of snow in the mountains have once again hit the Golden State, and there is more to come today. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
This morning, a soggy California slammed by yet another storm.
Really bad sometimes because I have no electricity.
Tens of thousands of people losing power as people from LA to the Bay Area brave flooded homes, downed trees, and washed out roads. 60-mile-per-hour winds forcing a ground stop at San Francisco's airport yesterday, while this Alaska Airlines flight was forced to abort its landing in Monterey. Just north of Oakland, dozens of people rescued when an Amtrak train derailed after hitting a downed tree. Drivers also facing dangerous conditions.
Significant rainfall has come down and it's damaged a retaining wall. About 250 feet has to be replaced. It's also caused a crack on the mainline freeway, so we can't have trucks running over that part of the freeway.
A section of freeway in the East Bay damaged by heavy rain, and at least 2 drivers were killed after trees fell onto their cars.
We have saturated ground throughout the county, and so when we see these winds pick up, it knocks over trees. That takes out roads, and when the trees come down, that takes out wires, and that causes power outage.
Down trees and high winds, also slowing down emergency responders.
We're delayed due to weather conditions. There's a tree down. I am unable to make access to this call.
Can you come up and buck up this tree to help me get out of here? I'm stuck.
This latest downpour marks the historic 12th atmospheric river since December. Some of those storms bringing more than a foot of rain. Still, more than 1/3 of the state remains in some level of drought. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
The good news is Tracy mentioned earlier, and she's standing by right now. Look at that radar, Tracy. Oh, no, that's not a radar. What am I? My gosh, I need my glasses already. I'm thinking that's like the green and all that stuff. That's a beautiful screenshot.
Wow, and we have purple storms. And
yeah. But you know what? Like from a distance, from a blur, you're right. I'm looking over here. That's definitely greenery.
Okay, yes, greenery, signs of spring, hopefully we will be seeing. And I know some folks are seeing some things sprout in their yards these days. Plenty of clouds, some sprinkles around the area this morning. Rain is going to be likely here mid to late afternoon, and maybe even a few thunderstorms into the early part of the evening. But it will be more likely overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, where we get a dose of some very heavy rain, possibly even some thunderstorms too, and maybe even a couple of those thunderstorms turn severe, with the main threat being the potential for large hail. And this is primarily, again, overnight tonight and primarily across some of the southern suburbs. So as you look at the futurecast, here's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, some rain comes back, and then overnight tonight and probably around this time tomorrow, we'll still have some rain in the area, though at this time tomorrow, I think a lot of it is going to be diminishing around the region. Well, our high temperatures today, mid-50s. Tomorrow, falling temperatures. We probably hit our high overnight tonight. Friday looks breezy and chilly. Saturday morning looks like a little bit of a rain, snow, slush. Very likely. Roz?
Fortunately, we don't have to deal with that right now, because that would make these delays even worse. We start in Northwest Indiana. The crash eastbound near Broadway on 8094 still has 2 lanes taken out, so the backup starts at Burr, and it is a long one, several miles there. On the Illinois side, travel times are still averaging about 45 minutes, and we've got a couple of crashes we're keeping an eye on. Now, this one was on the inbound Bishop Ford much earlier this morning, around 130th. Everything is off on the frontage road on Doty, but there must be so much activity because it's causing the Scapers delay. It starts at Sibley. This crash is new. It's on southbound I-55 in the area around Weber. We do have everything on the shoulder, but a lot of flashing lights, so we may still be seeing some delays there. And our crew on the Kennedy, it is bumper to bumper, 1 hour from O'Hare to downtown. The construction zone has been expanded now by about a mile. It goes from the junction from Montrose all the way down to Kimball Belmont, and it's backing up the Kennedy for an hour. It's backing up the Edens for 45 to 50 minutes. Lake Cook to the Kennedy merge. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz, you got a plan. A block off an hour. Thank you. Ramadan begins today at sunset. It is the holy month for Muslims. During this time, Muslims will fast during daylight hours and refrain from drinking and smoking from sunrise to sunset. The fasting is aimed at bringing the faithful closer to God and reminding them of the suffering of the poor. At the end of Ramadan, there will be a celebration where children often receive new clothes and gifts. When we return, a new elementary school is in the works in Uvalde, Texas. A look at the proposed plans and how officials will keep students safe. We're back in 90 seconds.
Eyewitness News, streaming at 7, continues after a break.
The Federal Reserve is expected to announce today if another interest rate hike is on the way. The Fed has raised rates 8 times since last March. Some analysts say the collapse of 2 U.S. banks this month could cause the Fed to hold rates steady and give the U.S. economy some breathing room. Economists say the repeated rate hikes are an attempt to curb inflation.
This is new. The Texas community where 19 children and 2 teachers were killed in a mass shooting last year just got to look at plans for a new school. A preview unveiled the design of a building for the Uvalde School District. It says it'll be more secure and larger. It'll replace Robb Elementary School, where the tragedy happened. Construction begins this summer, with its opening expected next year.
This might be a little bit of good news for you. ComEd wants to give you a free tree. The company is partnering with the Arbor Day Foundation to donate more than 3,000 tree and shrub saplings to Illinois customers. More than 15 varieties of trees and shrubs are available in this year's program. Participants will receive their free plant by mail at the end of April, just in time for Arbor Day on the 28th. For more information on how to apply, just head to our website. We've got it all there, abc7chicago.com.
Go get you a tree. Did you see these big names? The lineup for Lollapalooza 2023 was announced yesterday. The headliners: Kendrick Lamar, Billie Eilish, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Odessa, Lana Del Rey, the 1975, and Karol G, along with 170 others. Big lineup this year. The 4-day music festival runs August 3rd through the 6th out at Grant Park. Usually about 400,000 fans end up going out there to check it out.
Do you know I've never been to Lollapalooza?
Me either.
You haven't either?
We have to like hold hands and do a
wow, I thought I was the only person on the planet who'd never been. Tanya says she hasn't either.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I don't feel so bad.
No, we got to get some tickets and get out there and
No,
get
I'm
our
good.
tank tops on.
You guys go. We got to go. Right now, we're going to join our Good Morning America viewers. Tanya's actually sitting here. She's going to have a news update on TV in just a bit. You'll see it here, too.
Now, an update from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It is 7:23. I'm Tanya Babich. We now know the name of a woman killed in a collision between 2 vehicles on Chicago's northwest side. She's been identified as 78-year-old Zainab Subo from Highland, Indiana. The crash happened around 8 last night at Peterson and Kimball. 6 other people were injured, including 2 children. Let's get a check of our ABC7 AccuWeather forecast. We are going to check in with Tracy Butler coming up in just a moment. There she is. Hi, Tracy.
There I am. Well, good morning. I was just trying to hurry up and try to put a graphic together, and I didn't quite make it. Well, what we have out there today are rain showers, and we will see that rain moving in later in the afternoon and during the evening hours, too. And our high temperatures today will head up into the mid-50s. As for overnight tonight, showers and even a few thunderstorms are going to move into the area, and some of those thunderstorms could contain some hail. We will take a break, Roz, after this.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Welcome back, everybody. It is busy out there. We're looking at average travel times of 45 minutes, except for the Edens-Kennedy, and for two different reasons. Now we've got a crash on the outbound Edens near Niles Center, so your travel time on the Edens-Kennedy combination in either direction between Lake Cook and downtown is upwards of an hour. Now, because of the construction, the Kennedy is about an hour 10 from O'Hare to downtown. We also are getting reports of a crash northbound 355 at the 290, and that is quickly starting to cause some delays. That's in the Itasca area. Very busy interchange there where 290, 355, 53, they all come together. And then in Indiana, we still have this crash causing huge delays. Eastbound 8094 Broadway hits the brakes at Klein. We've got 2 lanes closed.
Welcome back. Time now 7:27. Ooh, look at that picture right there. Indicative of what's to come a little bit later on in the day for sure. The Chicago man who founded the hair care company Soft Sheen has passed away. Edward Gardner also restored the historical Regal Theater on the South Side. His life's work went far beyond business, though. Gardner used his resources to register more than 200,000 people during Harold Washington's campaign for mayor.
He never failed to answer the call when he was called upon to help the city grow, and when he saw a need, he was so excited to jump in. I think that's the one thing for me I really take away from him was just that bravery.
Gardner's family says he was inspired by news stories he saw to always help people in need. He died on Monday at the age of 98.
So I learned a lot about Ed Gardner and working on the Regal Theater piece, and I mean $15 million that he poured into restoring that theater, and the dividends that it paid back. I mean, so right afterward we saw Tyler Perry come to town with his plays, and even when Tyler Perry came back to Chicago, he said he would come back to Chicago and perform here if the Regal Theater opened back up and he could get one of his shows down into that theater.
And now it's dilapidated, right?
It is sat vacant and Val literally falling apart every single day.
So to think about all that he did and it's not,
and where we are now. So hopefully there's some movement soon. It's been 20 years. So there's some hope that things are changing soon.
Yeah, we have to have that.
We do, absolutely. Coming up this morning, President Biden teases a run for 2024 at the White House during an event with singers, authors, artists, and humanitarians. We're going to talk about it coming up next.
You're watching ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Bottom of the hour now at 7:30, taking a look at the morning's top stories. We now know the name of a woman killed in a violent collision between two vehicles on Chicago's northwest side. She's been identified as 78-year-old Zainab Sabo from Highland, Indiana. The crash happened around 8 o'clock last night at Peterson and Kimball. 6 other people were hurt, including 2 children.
The man accused of killing a Chicago police officer is due in court at 11 this morning. Prosecutors say this man right here, Stephen Montano, shot and killed Officer Andres Vasquez Lasso earlier this month after officers responded to a domestic violence call in Gage Park. Montano is being held without bail.
Chicago's mayoral candidates sparred last night during a televised debate. Brandon Johnson and Paul Vallis faced off over issues including crime, the economy, and education. The election is now less than 2 weeks away. All right, good morning, everybody. Good to be with you again. I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. You want to see outside? We'll show it to you. It's a little cloudy, a little overcast, and Tracy says take your rain gear if you're leaving out of the door within the next 20-30 minutes. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, I definitely encourage you to do that. A little sprinkly around the area this morning. Right now, our temperatures are around 40 degrees. 41 currently at Midway. 39 degrees is that temperature in Gary. As the day progresses, and specifically mid to late afternoon during the evening, there will be rain chances increasing throughout the area. And overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, quite possibly some gusty thunderstorms coming our way. Roz?
Now we've got two problems in northwest Indiana. We've got an overturned truck eastbound on I-94 at US 20, and we still have this crash blocking 2 lanes eastbound 80-94 near Broadway. Solid traffic back to Klein. On the Illinois side, we've got travel times anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour 5. The hour 5, of course, inbound on the Kennedy, but that Eden's backing up in both directions, inbound merging into the Kennedy construction, outbound from the junction to Niles Center with a crash. So it's 45 minutes on the Edens either way, Lake Cook to the Kennedy merge. Val and Terrell.
All right, Roz, come on over. Time to get to today's talkers.
Yep, here is what we are talking about. Celebrated artists were welcome to the White House. President Biden presented them with medals for the arts. President Biden awarded Bruce Springsteen the 2021 National Medal of the Arts. It's the highest award for advancing the arts. Actress Mindy Kaling and Julia Louis-Dreyfus and fashion designer Vera Wang were also among the nominees. I didn't hear about any of them. The president also handed out the 2021 National Humanities Medals. The first batch of awards were delayed because of the pandemic. Biden even hinted at a second term for president. It was how he did it that was really funny.
Oh, are we going to hear it?
I don't think we are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, great ceremony at the White House.
Oh, I want to hear how he did it. So it was funny.
Yeah, he set it up, and one of the honorees,
the guy who
plays
plays Ted Lasso? No,
was it somebody him? He won a Pulitzer back-to-back, and he was talking about how incredible that was, and then Biden came back and was like, "I'm hoping to win back-to-back too."
Ah, okay. He just
going into 2024, exactly. Yeah, so we'll see.
All right, well, let's switch gears to Gwyneth Paltrow. She's on trial, as you know. More witnesses, including 2 doctors, are expected to testify today in a trial about a 2016 ski crash between Paltrow and a retired Utah man.
Yeah, so now he's suing the Oscar-winning actress, claiming that her recklessness left him with lasting injuries and brain damage. Here's more now from ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
This morning, Oscar-winning actress Gwyneth Paltrow on trial for a crash on the ski slopes more than 7 years ago.
Let the record reflect that counsel and their clients are present in the courtroom.
76-year-old Terry Sanderson accuses Paltrow of slamming into him at Utah's Deer Valley Resort, causing his concussion and 4 broken ribs.
She knew that skiing that way, looking somewhere else, blindly skiing down a mountain by looking up and to the side, was reckless.
Sanderson's lawyers claim Paltrow, who was on vacation with her family, was turning to look at her children skiing when she crashed into the retired optometrist and then took off without offering help.
She turns her head up to look at her children. As she turns her head back down, she screams, then skis back into the back of Terry Sanderson.
One witness who was skiing with Sanderson took the stand.
I looked over, and then about maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and then I heard the scream, and then I see this skier just slam into the back of Terry.
But Paltrow's lawyers deny she caused the crash.
We believe it to be utter BS.
Her attorneys claim it was Sanderson who plowed into Paltrow's back.
Gwyneth was hurt by Mr. Sanderson's negligence. It rattled her, and it physically hurt her.
Anderson is seeking $300,000 in damages after first suing for $3 million. He changed his complaint after Paltrow countersued. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
It's a lot going on there.
Yeah. A lot to break down, right?
It is.
Her countersuit changed the game.
It did,
right?
It did, yeah. So we'll see how that whole thing shakes out. But what, they're arguing over $300,000?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see how it goes.
All right, a company that grows chicken and other animal meats from their cells has now cleared another safety hurdle. Reps with the Food and Drug Administration say the products are safe to eat. The company is called Good Meat, and it has been selling cultured chicken in Singapore for the last 3 years. It is the second cultivated meat company to receive the FDA clearance in the past 4 months. Now, both companies will have to review and receive a green light from the Agricultural Department before they can sell their products to U.S. consumers.
I just can't get down with this.
I was going to ask you.
Such a hard time with this. I guess I'm still trying to understand the whole thing too, but they're growing chicken and not like the egg hatches and you have a chicken. Right. It's the meat grown.
So it's manufactured, right?
No, I'm good.
It's reproducing the cells. And it's like too sci-fi for me.
Yeah, but it's getting there though. It's like freaking fish is what the whole talk was back in the day too, about those fish that they were growing the same way, like the genetically modified stuff.
Can we move on?
Yeah. It won't make you look at your next piece of chicken the same again.
No. Yeah. Our Blockbuster nights about to make a return. Fans of the once ubiquitous video rental store Blockbuster are keeping an eye on the blue and yellow company. Its website quietly came back online. A visit to blockbuster.com now directs to a message reading simply, "We are working on rewinding your movie." Fondness for Blockbuster has increased over the past couple years. It's like an 80s, 90s nostalgia thing going on, especially in TV and movies. Last year, streaming giant Netflix even released a now canceled sitcom based on employees of Blockbuster's last store. The company's actual last real-life store in Bend, Oregon, has become a popular attraction, even briefly an Airbnb rental.
Really?
So, given this latest resurrection of the company's website and reactivation of its Twitter account, many are now abuzz about a potential Blockbuster reboot.
Do people still have DVD players?
That's what
I was going to say. What is?
You don't have to.
You don't have to anymore. And didn't the Super Bowl have a Blockbuster commercial too?
They did.
Yeah, didn't they? Wasn't there? Yeah,
some kind of nod to it.
Yeah.
Roach.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's
you said it. I mean,
we don't know what else to say about that one.
Great thought, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, maybe when we find out more, maybe our tune will change. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right now, we got to take a break. ABC7 Eyewitness News continues. Streaming out loud coming up in 90 seconds.
Good morning. Here we go on this Wednesday morning. Things are still fairly quiet around Chicago. You might encounter a few sprinkles this morning, but as we get into the afternoon hours, there will be some rain headed our direction. Primarily during the overnight period is when we have a better chance of maybe an isolated severe storm that could potentially produce some large hail. That is going to be the biggest severe weather element possible with any thunderstorms we get, especially during the overnight hours and mainly across some of the southern suburbs. So this afternoon, there will be rain that does overspread much of the area and possibly a few storms. But again, it's the overnight hours when I think the heavier rain moves in, accompanied by some of these storms. Temperatures are going to be falling tomorrow, too. So a lot going on around here tomorrow. Higher rainfall totals poised to come in probably across the southern suburbs, where we have the better likelihood of some of those storms developing. Right now out at O'Hare, it is 40 degrees. Elsewhere we go, and it is 39 right now in Crete, 41 Crown Point, 41 Evanston, and 39 degrees currently in Algonquin. Today we'll be up into the mid-50s. Look for some rain to develop here mid to late afternoon and evening. More rain overnight tonight, accompanied by some thunderstorms. Falling temperatures tomorrow. Just a blustery day here tomorrow and Friday, and a colder weekend, especially Saturday. Roz?
We still have problems in northwest Indiana. 2 crashes. This one is eastbound on 94 at US 20. We also have one eastbound 8094 near Broadway that's still taking out 2 lanes, hits the brakes at Klein. Once you get to the Illinois side, we are looking at some really high travel times, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour 10. The Kennedy, the Edens, really backed up right now, especially the Edens outbound because of a crash at Niles Center. So we're seeing delays there. We're seeing delays inbound. Either way on the Edens, it's about 45 minutes. Lake Cook to the junction, and all of that is because of the Kennedy construction. The Kennedy construction is causing delays on the Kennedy of an hour 10. And we've got one suburban crash to add to the list in Woodridge. It's on Woodward Avenue and Westminster Drive. Traffic there very slow. More news, weather, and traffic right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're celebrating Women's History Month, and this morning we're highlighting the JCC Chicago's Women in Power cohort. It's Seed 613 program. So we've got 2 different programs, and we're going to take a deeper dive. I'm joined by Addie Goodman with JCC Chicago and Sophia Libman, a student at Academy High School in Champaign-Urbana. She is also the founder of the nonprofit X Time. So they're both here to talk more about both of these programs, starting with the annual Women in Power program. Good morning to you both. So glad you're here.
Good morning.
Hey, thank you. So Addie, I'm going to start with you in honor of Women's History Month and as your organization's first female president. Tell us what the importance is of developing future female leaders for JCC Chicago.
You know, for me, it's both personal and professional. I've been mentored and stewarded by so many wonderful women in my life, beginning with my mom, and I have many friends and colleagues who have helped me along the way. So to be able to pay it forward and share my experience and to be able to open networks for today's young women, teen girls, folks who are really looking for both advancement and learning and also a cohort where they have a community of support.
I love the fact that you've got 2 different programs, one for women who are already in the workforce and then one for teens who are trying to figure out what to do in the workforce. So let's start with the signature program, Women in Power. Tell us all about it. How does it work?
Women in Power is an application-based cohort of women. We are currently accepting applications for our 4th group. These are mid-career professionals who come together on a monthly basis for learning and engagement. They also are paired one-on-one with mentors around the Chicagoland area in various professional fields, so they can gain wisdom and experience and insight and learning from them as well.
How do they apply?
You can apply online, jccchicago.org. Applications are open for still another couple weeks.
Okay, easy enough. Sophia, how did you get involved with JCC Chicago?
So I'm really passionate about social entrepreneurship and change making. So when I learned about Seed 613, I was just so excited to apply. And I think the opportunity to participate was just such an experience of a lifetime. And I was so grateful for the friends and the mentors that I met through the program. And just everyone at the JCC has been so supportive. And I was grateful for the opportunity to connect with everyone.
Well, tell us about the experience, because you started really basically your own company, I guess.
So in 2020, I founded X Time, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And so when I learned about Seed, it was just such a good opportunity to build mentors and friends around me. And they just were all so encouraging, engaging. And so that experience was just so collaborative. I was just able to take the skills I gained from the program and use them both inside and outside the classroom. And it just had such a big impact on me. And then kind of after completing the program, through X-Time we build Explore Stations, which are these freestanding structures that house engaging educational materials for children to explore. So I've been able to actually continue working with the JCC. And this Sunday we're opening up an Explore Station at the JCC in West Rogers Park. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Would it be non-politically correct for me to say, how old are you? You've done all of this?
I'm 17, so I'm a junior in high school right now.
That is so amazing. Oh my, I'm so impressed. Addie, how do you think this, you're welcome. How do you think this project is going to help others in their future careers?
You know, it's so exciting. First of all, I mean, Sophia is just a bundle of awesome. We can all see that. And, you know, part of the Seed 613 program, which is the teen kind of version of Women in Power, is for the kids to come together and identify a community need and develop a project to fulfill it. So Sophia has this incredible idea, and our Explore Station now at the Bernard Horwich JCC is going to have open hours every week, special events every month, really getting kids of all ages, boys, girls, everyone interested in science, the STEM and STEAM world, so they can have hands-on learning. And so you look at someone like Sophia and what role model she's playing for our community. There are a lot of younger peers who are going to be eager to follow in her footsteps.
Undoubtedly. I mean, just so impressive to see the work, Addie, that JCC Chicago is doing. And Sophia, the work that you're doing, oh my gosh. I'm energized just listening to you. How did this experience lead you to develop the Explore Station?
So through Seed, they've really focused on becoming a change maker and having those skills you need to make a difference. And so I think it really just provided me with such a great foundation. And as I mentioned, just such supportive mentors who are there for me when I have questions, who are there for support. And so just completing the Seed 613 program really helped me have X-Time grow in the future. So now we're working with the JCC. We're building Explore Stations throughout the Midwest and from coast to coast. And so I think I'm just so grateful to always come back to the JCC and have that support there. So I'm just really grateful.
And you know, Addie, I just want to make sure any woman can participate in this. It's not just for Jewish women, correct?
The JCC is a community center. We are open to everyone, and we welcome our community at large to come and be part of our programming.
I thank you both for joining us this morning. Some amazing work that you are both doing. Thank you for your insight. And of course, we'll have information on this on our website for folks who might want to get more involved. So yeah, thanks you guys. Have a great afternoon. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roz. Have a great day.
You're so welcome. Thanks. After the show, you will be able to find more information about JCC Chicago Women in Power. Their initiative will be on our website, ABC7chicago.com. And Val and Terrell will be back with more.
Eyewitness News, streaming at 7, continues after a break.
Well, good morning to you. Right now, things are pretty quiet around Chicago and for the most part dry, but it is not going to stay that way all day. It is 40 degrees right now out at O'Hare, 41 degrees that temperature at Midway, 41 right now in Gary, and some temperatures are in the upper 30s. Mid to late afternoon, prepare and do take some rain gear with you today. Highs will be up into the 50s, but we are going to see rain chances increasing through the afternoon into the evening hours. Then another round of rain comes in here overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. That is the one that is more likely to bring some thunderstorms to the area, especially across some of the southern suburbs. Tomorrow will be a day when we hit our high temperature for the day early, and then those temperatures fall. Roz?
Yeah, it's been kind of a challenging morning in northwest Indiana. We still have two crashes, one eastbound 94 at US 20, and then we've got this other one eastbound 80-94 near Broadway. We still have two lanes blocked, and it is still backed up from Klein all the way to Broadway. So the westbound side not really affected, but we're going to travel west onto the Illinois side of things, where we're still looking at average travel times anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour 5. The hour 5, of course, on the inbound Kennedy from O'Hare to downtown. They have now moved that closure from Montrose all the way down to Belmont Kimball. They've got two left lanes closed. It's also backing up traffic on the Edens, and the Edens is backed up northbound as well because we've got a crash at Niles Center. So either way, Edens is going to be about 45 minutes Lake Cook to the junction. How about that, guys?
How about a busy morning for you? Was that first one you were talking about? Is that the Borman?
Yes.
I still
Look at you. You still got it.
I still got my traffic. Now I'm like, I think that's the Borman.
Good for you, Val.
The real deal.
I told you, I tag team well. I play well.
Yes, you do, Roz. Yes, you do. All right. So for Tracy, Roz, I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Terrell Brown. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Streaming at 7. Tanya Babbage is going to have a news update. There will be weather and traffic checks, too. We're going to hear from them in just a moment. From all of us here at ABC7, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Take that rain gear.